Alright, after 10 videos on the teardown of the bike and the motor rebuild, it's time to move on to a different system. Not too much in the way of teardowns left. Today we're going to remove the brakes from the wheels as well as the tires, tubes, and the bearings. That will get these wheels ready to go to powder coating. I'm going to start with the rear wheel. The axle nuts come off, as do the bearing inner races. Then the whole axle and brake assembly can come out. These wheels were originally open bearings, and even though it's possible to replace them with closed bearings, I think I'm going to leave them like this for now. That means that when you open up the bearing, you have to make sure you catch all the balls. I got most of them, not sure if they were all here to begin with, so I'll order some replacements just in case. A magnet is a really handy tool for this job. This wheel has open brake shoes and pads that run on the inside of the hub. They come off by releasing the springs. The pads don't look completely gone, but I'll be replacing them anyway. Brakes are important. I've never taken brakes like this apart before, so I'm kind of figuring it out as I go. If you've watched the previous videos, you know that the rear brake is activated by pushing back on the pedals like a child's bike. This is the activation arm, and it just comes off with a nut and adjustment knob. This arm is chrome, so we need to fix that. I'm hoping not to have any chrome on this bike. I can't figure out how to get the brake lever off for now, so I'll set it aside and come back to it later. Parts go into bags for reassembly, hopefully soon. The rear wheel still needs to have the hub removed. The 4 bolts are locked in by washers that are bent over. You really don't want this thing coming off, so you need to bend the washers back down before removing the bolts and the sprocket. bearing races are press fit in, and I don't want to risk bending them by prying them out. I'll figure out to punch them through with a bolt in a few minutes. The valve stem is on with a nut. These tires are toast anyway, so I just cut them off. I don't have a bead breaker. Maybe I'll get one in the future if I need to replace the new tires that I'm putting on. And I got really lucky with that camera adjustment. It was totally planned. Onto the front tire. Pretty much the same process, so I'm just gonna let you watch. Here I'm thinking, good thing it's sped up or it would probably be embarrassing. If I do some kind of contest in the future, it might be how many bags do you think I went through in this project? The speedometer is kind of crusty, and I don't know what to do to make that better, so I'll have to look into that. Alright, there we go. Bearing races are out, and you knew I'd get there eventually. 3 more to do. One last thing to do is to get the axle out of the rear hub. It looks a lot easier than it was. Now I'm going to take a second to clean up a little bit. I'm not usually an organized worker. It's just not my personality. But I do get in the mood sometimes to clean up. with all that done, I just need to clean these parts up a bit and they'll be ready to go to the powder coating shop. Now I know that the powder place is going to media blast them before they do the powder coating, but I'd just like to get all the dirt and grease off of them at least. There is some paint on the rear wheel, but it doesn't look like it was intentional. I'm so excited to see these done up in powder. One slight change. After I filmed this, I decided to include the fork tubes in the powder order, so I need to pull the fork apart before we can take them to the powder shop. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and leave a comment below. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe. And also check us out on Instagram at Analog Vector.